Hi Gear Nerds, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to have a very quick run through of the MIDI setup I've got with my new Quad Cortex and my Morningstar MC8. This is not the perfect setup for everybody, but it's something I played about with and I thought you might be interested to see all the different MIDI functions that you can use with the Morningstar controller. Okay, let's get to it. So I've got a preset set up here with a couple of things to demo, and it's actually a nice little capture of a Tone King Imperial. Anyway, let's get into it. So you can see on the Morningstar MC8 I've got 8 foot switches, so that's how these things come. Oddly enough, they are labelled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, just like the ones on the Quad Cortex, but unfortunately the ones on the Quad Cortex have the A, B, C at the top and the E, F, G, H at the bottom. I programmed the ABC exactly according to the MC8, and as I've been using it, it doesn't seem to make any difference to me, the fact that these are on the top row and on the MC8 they're on the bottom row. So that was my first design decision. So before you can see on the Imperial that these foot switches A, B, C, D linked to things. So this D is green because it's the compressor, and watch when I tap foot switch D, you can see that I tap foot switch D and the compressor goes on and off. Now that's actually not that exciting because obviously I can just reach forward and do that with my hand. So what's more exciting is stuff that's on the other screen. So on the Morningstar there is a page of 8, and then if you slide across there's another page of 8. So I've got some slightly more advanced settings on here. Let's start with something simple. So here, foot switch A, I have set up for gig view. And there you go. On the stomp gig view, you get a view of the 8 units, forgot what they're called. Anyway, the 8 models that are in your preset that are stompable. And this foot switch is a toggle. So I can just turn gig view on and off. Which I personally really like. The other thing is you can change mode down here, and for me this is linked. So I'm in stomp mode at the moment, and you can see that. I'll point it out on the screen. You can see stomp mode at the top. If I tap the mode button, it switches to preset, and if I tap the mode button again, it goes to scene, and then if I tap the mode button again, it goes to stomp. In other words, it cycles through the 3 different modes: stomp, preset and scene, and keeps going. Of course, at any time I can switch off gig view and go back, and I can still change mode: stomp, preset and scene. Very nice. Just in the middle on button B there, I've got access to the tuner. So very easy, one tap. I've also got tap tempo. Now the thing about my setup is I've actually got tap tempo being sent to my Beat Buddy. It's not sending to the Quad Cortex. I could do that. Now on this screen I've also got a button that takes me straight back to the stomp switches, but that's no big deal. That's just a way of navigating. So just the last couple of things to tell you about this screen. If I go back to stomp mode, you can see this freeze item here is allocated to button H, and so if I go back to my stomp view, button H is allocated to freeze. So there you see it. However, the really nice thing about this is I've programmed the MC8 to do hold and freeze, so it just holds while I've got my foot on it. So I've got my foot on it, as you can see. Take my foot, fades away. which is a really, really nice feature. And I found out how to do that on a forum. I was really pleased with myself because it's tricky to do it with the MIDI implementation of the Quad Cortex, but the Morningstar has got a feature that goes around it. The other thing I want to mention is my expression pedal. So if I switch you to the delay screen, my expression pedal, you can't see me doing it on the video, is now controlling the mix. I could have assigned this to any parameter I wanted. You can see. So, to be honest, I'm an Andy Timmons fanboy, and Andy Timmons says that he has the mix of his delays on an expression pedal. I could have allocated the expression pedal to anything I wanted, and also I could allocate it to any number of things simultaneously per preset, but I haven't done that at all. Okay, let's switch back to the other page. I've also got a whole bunch of Quad Cortex looper functions here. So if I tap the looper, so firstly, you can see I've got a looper in this preset. If I tap the loop on, loop off, I get the looping screen. So I can see the screen, that's a toggle, turn it on, turn it off. I don't have to start recording. I've also got something that I haven't got quite got working, to be honest, but it changed the quantization. I'll show you anyway. On page 3, you've got a quantize button, but it seems to go straight to 8. I don't know why it does that. I need to fix that. Okay, let's just go back. I've also got a record. So that's basically this button E. And you can see it's playing. Not a particularly fantastic loop. And I can stop it with that. I've also got an undo, redo. And I think that's about all I need. I've actually, just for navigation, I've programmed that one to go back to the main Quad Cortex page. And then I can tap another button and go straight into all the other functions. So I think that's about it. This is basically a random assortment of things that you can do to help you. I'm really a home user. And it means that the functions that I want on the floor are easy to access on the floor. And the functions that I can access with my hands are easy to access on my hands. Let's just go back and turn that screen off. So for example, freeze is not something that's easy to do with your hands, but of course very easy to do with a foot pedal. I think that's about it. Of course, I got to the point in the video where I have to say, if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please hit like, please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Got any questions about the MIDI implementation, please let me know. I've got a fair few other MIDI things to show you linked on this board. I've got a Boss RC500 and a Beat Buddy, and they all work together to give me a whole bunch of things to play with all at the same time. Okay guys, this was just a quick rundown. See you in my next video. Thanks a lot.